Oh, oh. Welcome to the Daily Show with Gondor Gallabasas. Here we have the standard issue, man-hating feminists. Wait, no, that's coming up. That's coming up. Incels coming up. Victim complex up first. This woman talks about how she's terrified of fire. As somebody who has PTSD and a victim of severe abuse, it's not like, shut up, don't talk, but like, it's a little bit cringe, you kind of need to you need to do something about that because like, that should be pretty easy to fix. A fear of fire, that's like, on the scale of on fears to like, resolve, that one's pretty easy. So that's a red flag, what I would say. Being triggered by fires, that's kind of embarrassing. Alright, so her husband, in his own words, was trying to do exposure therapy. So I don't know where he just like pulls out a lighter in front of her face, I assuming lights it. She doesn't say that he lights the lighter, which makes me think that he didn't, because why would she not mention that? She yells at him, crying, asking why he thought that was a good idea. You're freaking out over that? Okay. A little extreme, but whatever. And he, expresses some emotion, which is very, very offensive to incel women. Not saying this woman is an incel, just pointing out that fact. So he says yelling at him made him feel like shit, reasonable. And of course, this is like, for people who don't know, on Reddit, am I the butt? I'm not, I can't swear when the video is, it's some like 2 minutes, you can't swear in the YouTube. Anyways, that subreddit is like filled with man-hating, women-worshipping incels. Like, if you're a man and you're asking a question, you're gonna get some cringy, sociopathic responses. It's just like, it's not a good idea for men to post in there. So, shockingly, everyone tells this woman that her husband is just totally garbage. And, he says it's not really that big of a deal. As somebody who has PTSD, severely abused as a child, I can tell you, yeah, that's 100%. That isn't a big deal. And it's really cringy and embarrassing that she is blowing this out of proportion. She told her psychologist what he did, and she was horrified and suggested marriage therapy. See, this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand. There are plenty of men and women who are psychologists working in the mental health industry that are sociopaths. And this one sounds like she's a sociopath with a victim complex. You're horrified by that? By the pulling out of a lighter? That's pretty embarrassing. That's cringy. Like, you're a psychologist, but you have a victim complex? Do you have any idea how embarrassing that is? Like, that shit, that's cringy because it's just like, it's somebody who's basically LARPing. They, like, so many psychologists, like, wish they were victims of abuse. That's literally it. They wish they were victims. They have victim complexes. It's cringy as fuck. Like, you wanna talk about disrespect, talk about having a victim complex. That's insulting. That's fucked up. But, of course, none of my left-leaning peers would say a single word about that, because that would be like, I don't know, actually caring about social issues and not being a sociopath with a victim complex. And that's way more fun. Anyways, he agrees to go to marriage counseling, which I don't think he should have even done. He should have been like, you need to actually... This woman claims that she's going to therapy, which may be true, but based on how her psychologist has a victim complex. It's clearly not working. Therapy shouldn't take years and years and years, especially over something small like this. Something this tiny, even though it's a fear, this should take a very limited amount of time for any man or woman to overcome. That's incredibly tiny. Years for therapy over being afraid of fire, that's a waste of money as well, assuming she's American and she's not getting it for free. Not to say that it's like free in every country that isn't America. Yeah, she does. And she's like, he said he was only trying to help, and by making him seem the bully, that I wasn't appreciative of him and all the things he had to accommodate for my antics. Yeah, sorry that you're offended by the word antics and the word bully. But yeah, that seems dead on. It seems like you have a victim complex and you're throwing a temper tantrum and acting like your significant other is some kind of demon that was trying to hurt you. Makes you look delusional. That was the last straw. I placed my wedding ring on the table and left. Oh my gosh, Queen, so brave. Ya slay. I'm forever thankful to you, Reddit, for all your kind words. Honestly, the dude's a bit of a dick, but like she is a total victim, privileged victim complex having sociopath, and she has no self-awareness. This is like the problem that a lot of people don't get. The reason why the therapy isn't working for this woman is because she's got zero humility, zero self-awareness. You need humility and self-awareness in order for any kind of like therapeutic shit to go on in your brain. You don't need to go see a therapist in order for therapy to happen. Get it? It's just about like humility and self-awareness. That's incredibly important when it comes to like psychological health, because this woman has zero. She's pretty much screwed until that changes. She's going to keep having problems like this. And the only men that'll tolerate this are extremely insecure men with inferiority complexes. Like, you'd have to be a man with almost zero self-esteem to put up with this cringy garbage. This is pathetic. Like, and this one, Dorothy Bays, her antics, holy shit. Oh my god. Really? This is like my favorite cringe. If you have a victim complex, you need your privilege checked. This is toxic femininity. You're offended by the word antics? The word antics you're offended by? God damn, feminist. And no, it's the fragile male ego. That's my favorite thing that I think about when I read like comments like that. Feminist, the fragile feminist ego is what you mean, right? Because that's the incels. That's the people get triggered over nothing. Antics. Men have to deal with like small dick jokes and rape jokes, and feminists get triggered by shit like antics. Oh no. Ow, traumatizing. As somebody who's been abused as a child, I definitely relate to you being triggered by antics. Goddamn idiots. Idiots. Oh, he's a bully. Oh, well, she's got a victim complex and she's sociopathic, which, way worse. This man is a sentient red flag. Nowhere near as much as this woman is. She's got a victim complex. No self-awareness. Imagine reading about exposure therapy and trying out on your partner when you're not qualified to do so. You literally just described every single feminist. Literally every single feminist. I love the self-awareness. None. This is toxic femininity. This is what happens when you worship insecure incel women. They get delusional. They get superiority complexes. They have no self-awareness. Do we see this? We see this. Yes. God, I'm looking for a normal, sane comment that triggers somebody. It's like funny, like exposure therapy is for people who are struggling with actual therapy. I never needed to do exposure therapy. Why is that? It's almost like I had self-awareness and humility, self-esteem, things actually required to deal with mental illness instead of, deeply insecure women with victim complexes and men with inferiority complexes. Cringe. Cringe. This is the most sane and normal comment. And this is like thank the gods there are normal, sane people with self-esteem. This comment, this is beautiful. Well done. I'm not even going to say that name because it's gibberish. And I quote, "Yeah, stop acting like a brain-damaged kid." Wouldn't use those words personally. I'm quoting somebody. "You can look at a lighter without feeling like it's going to magically engulf you in flames." Thank you for saying that. I have to deal with sociopathic feminists who will intentionally trigger me, intentionally gaslight me, find out I have PTSD, tell me I deserve all those things that happen to me. And people and feminists will literally get mad if I take issue with that. You have any idea how upset feminists are going to be when they watch this shit? Incel women hate me because I'm a man with self-esteem, and their victim complex shit doesn't fly with me because my life is infinitely harder than any feminist could ever imagine their life being. And this other comment in response is pretty great. "My thought is, well, my suspicion is that when this woman was young and got burned or whatever, she was really freaked out, and then she got a lot of attention for freaking around fire, which reinforced the behavior." Dead on, brother. This is actual psychology. This is like the kind of psychology that is way beyond a feminist's intelligence and maturity. Yeah, that's what happens when you treat insecure women like they're little princesses. This kind of reinforcing this behavior, like this guy is saying, it teaches these insecure women that they get attention for this behavior. It's good to be a victim. That's why so many feminist women literally want women to be afraid. You know how statistically speaking, objectively speaking, men are far more likely to experience any and all violence when walking home at night? Weird how feminists would want you to think the opposite. They care so much about women, they want women to be terrified at all times. It's embarrassing. The biggest misogynist group on the planet is feminists. Anyways, I think that's about enough. That's probably that's enough for this episode. Thanks for watching The Daily Show with Condor, Calabasas. Subscribe, share, all the fun things. Got somebody you'd like me to roast? I'm down. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you agree, disagree? What do you think? Let me know. See you later. Bye now.